Yeah, I always wanted to start a video like that. Anyway, welcome back to my channel where I humbly present to you a long list of businesses which failed, broken dreams and very confused businessmen. Today I want to share with you all the businesses that did not work out, but each one taught me something and one even almost worked. So let's go. You. Imagine this, young, ambitious me selling Japanese cars. Why? Because importing used Japanese cars was booming in Georgia. People were flipping cars like pancakes. Except me, I bought a few, couldn't flip, the pancake got stuck on a pen and got fired. Let's move on. Next idea, a coffee cart. Mobile, trendy, and distinct for Instagram glory. Reality, I spent more time pushing the cart than selling the coffee. Weather bad, customers confused, me disappointed. Again. Fun fact, I was my own best customer. My favorite coffee is latte, by the way. Okay, now here is the one interesting for the eco entrepreneurs. I imported Paulownia 3 seats from, wait for it, AliExpress for 99 cents because sustainability. Planted 20 grew to conclusion Georgia is not Japan and trees are not listening. Also turns out that if you want to make a tree business, you need more than a balcony and a dream. Now this one felt promising. I partnered with two other people, one of whom was also involved in my coffee cart failed business. So clearly a strong track record. We created a travel agency, each person has put $100, then I found drivers, I found guides, and I planned the best routes. Guess how many tourists came? 0. You know why? Not because I created not really interesting itinerary, but because they expected to come to visit a local travel agency wherever they are, for example in Jerusalem, in Bordeaux or in Dubai, sign a contract, pay money to the person they see, and only after that travel to Georgia. So they needed to see the person from whom they are buying. People were like, oh, you are not in my city? Okay, bye. So there were basically two lessons that was taught to me. First is that if your customers are else, you need boots on the ground, or at least someone who is wearing the boots. Second lesson is, if you can manage the business yourself, do not partner with anyone else. Because I felt that I am the person in charge, but in case of success, I would have to share my profit with two other persons that have basically invested each $100. Okay, let's move on. Then came the drop shopping era. I built a Shopify store. Logo slick, website cool, product sunglasses. Results not a single sale. Marketing budget I had was $100. Probably to make it move on, I needed at least 100 times more. However, it was a good lesson of creating of a website, attracting, launching a respective marketing campaign, and creating a system that could in general work. Now finally a win. Well, kind of. Georgia is experiencing tourist boom. And I noticed that the tourists are getting scammed by the airport taxi driver. So I launched a service, again with the partner with whom my coffee cart business didn't work out. $11 flat transfer fee from airport and to airport of Tbilisi. Boom, website, ads, action, again. And it worked. People booked, I drove, my partner drove. I picked up tourists in the airport, picked up their bags, smiled like a 5-star Uber driver. Except me and my partner were only drivers in this business. And after a few months I understood that I'm not growing a business. I am becoming professional taxi driver. There was no scalability, there was some profit, there was a lot of fun, especially when I was coming to the airport and the tourist was just not arriving to Georgia, or they just already took another taxi driver's cab. But eventually I had to quit this business because I got hired. But until then I want to just mention that there was other businesses that started more or less the same time when I started this business, and based on the fact that they did not start other thing, they actually grew, and during the time they had scalability, and now their business is booming today. So maybe, just maybe, if I didn't just move on with this business, maybe it would work as well. At the time of this business, I just recently graduated from my law school, and I was in a bad need to start earning money. I was sending a lot of CVs to different places, and I got hired by EY, Ernst & Young, as a tax advisor. I was so happy, but at the same time I felt like I'm betraying my entrepreneurial spirit. And I clearly recall how my friend with whom I was working in EY was always listening to my complaints each time we were going for coffee during the lunchtime, where I'm saying, we need to do something, we need to do something. It cannot be like that. And what happened next will be my next series probably. In the meanwhile, to be honest with you, I'm not seeing too much of feedback from the viewers, and probably this YouTube channel was another my venture that didn't work out. But I'm not leaving it yet. Let's see how it will work out. But in the meanwhile, it will be really good if you will like this video, subscribe to the channel, because this will really get views to another level probably, and will attract other people who might be interested in the subject. So what might be the takeaways from my failed businesses? Failing is normal. Marketing for certain businesses is expensive. However, for most businesses, it is not necessary to invest too much money in marketing from the very beginning. If we are not talking about the sunglasses, of course. Try to start business on your own without partnering with other person if this partnership is not necessary for the business to be successful. Try to charge for transfers from airport more than $11 per transfer. Trees don't grow on the balcony. Thank you for the like.